Hey, and welcome back to the Magic Animal Club podcast with me, Squidoodle.
And me, Stampy, but I'm confused. Where are we? This is not the normal podcast world, Squid. I am confused.
This is Stamps, my brand new series. This is the brand new world that I've built. Do you like it? It's nice, isn't it? It's lovely.
You built all of this, yeah?
Yeah. I've been busy. Yeah, I've been busy. Now this is the new Minecraft Battle update, which is absolutely incredible. So yeah, we're going to be playing, if you're watching on YouTube, we're going to be playing some Hunger Games today on this brand new update. Tell us about it, Stamps. Tell us about it. What's happening? You've played it before.
Well, you kind of mentioned it. You accidentally slipped the word Hunger Games, which it technically isn't, but basically is. So it's basically, battle minigame on console, everything you expect from Hunger Games or survival games, whatever you want to call it. So there's proper matchmaking and things as well. And as we're recording this, it came out today. Okay, so it's been out for a little while for everyone else listening at the moment, all of you. but yeah, so it's only come out today for us, so it's probably more exciting for us right now than it is for you. So we're not going to be talking about the gameplay too much, but we just thought that as soon as it's new and we wanted to check it out anyway, we'd just be playing this kind of instead of doing our normal building. So that's the plan for today.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited. It's going to be hard, actually, because normally what we're doing in our normal world is we're just building some kind of nonsense or whatever, but yeah, we're going to have to talk and concentrate this time, Stamps, which is going to take quite a bit of doing. We're going to have to multitask. I'm not used to multitasking.
Yeah, I'm not good at talking or concentrating separately, let alone combining them. So yeah, if at points... Yeah, especially if you're listening to the audio only, we start going, that's probably because we're in a battle against each other and taking our concentration. But yeah, I mean, we always said for the podcast like that, we might end up kind of playing other games as well. It wasn't only going to be that world. So I guess this is kind of just the first instance of that where that is what we're actually doing.
Yeah, looking forward to it as well. But anyway, it's been a while. We missed last week's podcast due to Stamps was away, and yeah, we didn't really want to record a podcast back to back. So we got plenty to talk about in today's podcast. Stamps, we need a good holiday summary from you because you went to E3, I believe, so you would have seen quite a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so I went to E3. For people that don't know, it's a big industry gaming event in LA where they basically show a bunch of upcoming games. And I'd never been to it before, so it was really exciting for me to kind of have a chance to go and check it out. And if you remember, I was set homework, wasn't I? I was set homework that I had to do. And so my homework was during the vlog to do a slow blink. Okay, so while speaking, I had to really slowly close my eyes and really slowly open them, and I did it. I succeeded in my homework, Squid. I don't know. Have you seen the vlog at all?
I saw a little bit of it, but not that much.
Didn't stick around. I'd rather you not watch it at all than watch a bit and then click off from it. That's even worse.
Well, I watched a little bit of it, but yeah. Well, so what happened then? Did you manage to sneak it in?
Yeah, I was able to. Oh, I won the game. I don't know. Wait, one second. I'm just going to go shut my window because one of the neighbours has started trimming their hedge and I'm scared it's picking it up. Yeah, so I don't know if that's heard. So yeah, you're going to talk for just 1 second.
Sound effects on the podcast. There we go. It's a very aggressive hedge trim. It sounds more like a chainsaw, Stamps.
I think I'm going to go into the garden. And when they're like having a picnic or something or a barbecue, I'm just going to start going mam, 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 just over the head. See if you like it, huh? See, I guess it needs to be done. I guess I can't blame them. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, the whole trip was really fun. So kind of the most exciting thing for me was going to like the press briefings, which sounds like the least exciting thing in the world, but basically they're big shows where they announce all the games. And we went to the Xbox One first, which was good. They announced some new things for Minecraft Pocket Edition and Windows 10. I don't know if you heard anything about it. To do with the friendly update.
I saw Lydia and the other guy.
And Sax as well. Yeah, they were
Sax.
on. They were on stage.
Hands. But yeah. I saw that actually, but I've never actually played Pocket Edition, so I wasn't really that interested about that.
Well, no,
I don't know.
But the thing, I thought it was a bit confusing because they're talking about, is that the Xbox thing, and they're talking about the update using Xbox Live to allow the platforms to play together. And it really sounded like they were talking about console, but they weren't. They were talking about the fact that now Pocket Edition and Windows 10, they can play together. But they did say next year they're adding that to consoles as well. So next year,
we want it now.
So next year on console, you're going to have realms, so you can play across Windows 10, Pocket Edition, and the console versions, which is crazy, which is awesome. So I mean, it's not here yet, but like the fact that they're doing that, I thought that was exciting. And they're also basically enabling kind of basic mods on Pocket Edition and Windows 10 now, where you can go and like alter a bunch of like attributes. It's mainly kind of for like the mobs now. Like you can make it so creepers are stronger, or like you can make it so bunnies act like villagers and stuff. And you can also have like custom textures and stuff now as well. So that stuff, that was all exciting. I found that exciting.
Oh yeah, they turned the villagers into like really cool hipster 007 agents fighting aliens, didn't it? That was pretty
They were
good.
like suits on it. And so basically what they did is they basically changed them into wolves a bit. They made it so you can tame them, which is kind of crazy. And then you can like throw them so you tame them with a bow, and then once you've done that, it basically allows you to like they fight people for you. They're basically taken some of the wolf AI and then put it onto the villagers, which is crazy. And they like retextured ghast to look like UFOs. So that was really exciting. But the big press conference for me was the Sony one. And I don't know if you saw any clips of it. It was crazy. It was like they had a full orchestra and like people like singing like in the background going like ha ha ha, like here are the video games. And then they had like this weird way they kind of projected onto the stage and the backdrop of the stage, and it kind of made everything look like a 3D illusion, and it was just really impressive to see. So basically like you'd see a gameplay, and like if they walk through a forest in the gameplay, it would make it look like the stage is a forest, and there'd be some like 3D stage and like some trees and stuff, but then the rest would all be like projected on the background, and it just looked really impressive. Right, sorry about that. Squid's Xbox crashed, but we're back.
Well done, Xbox.
We're back.
Well done.
I don't know if it's anything to do with the battle mode or whatever, but yeah, if it happens again, then we're just going to switch back to the normal podcast world, I guess.
Boo! Boo! Nobody wants that.
Well, let's see. Hopefully it'll work. So in conclusion, with the press conferences, and no arguing about what's better, PlayStation or Xbox in the comments, by the way, because it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think that, so this is kind of what I said in the podcast. I think that Xbox showed more games that I'm actually going to end up playing. But as just a show, the PlayStation 1 was like a better show, like to actually be there, I think.
But does that matter? Like, you know, that's like two food stands. Like one could look amazing, one could look really scruffy. But if the food's, you know, amazing, then it doesn't matter. It's not all
like
about
I'm not saying that means
presentation.
the games will be better. I'm just saying that like it was an impressive show to be sitting there watching it, you know. But at the end of the day, the Xbox showed more games that like I think I would want to play. Like, have you seen Sea of Thieves? Do you know what that is?
Sea of Thieves. Isn't it like a multiplayer like sea game? like a pirate.
Isn't it like in the sea and there's all these thieves? Is it that one?
Is it that one, Stamps? Is it that one? I think it's that one. Yeah, I think I saw it.
So it's made by Rare. So yeah, it's a pirate game, but it's like a big multiplayer like online pirate game.
Okay.
And so like you like group up with your friends. I don't know like how many can kind of group together at the same time. But yeah, they all go and group up, and then you all kind of set out on the sea together, and you can have like one person sailing the ship and like someone else firing the cannons, and then if there's like a hole in the ship, then you know you need to like repair the leaks and stuff like that. But it looks so much fun. It looks unbelievably fun.
Nice. I can't wait. Should be good. That should be good. So is that on the? You said that was on the Xbox?
Yes, I think that's Xbox One only, I think.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I mean, they showed it at the Xbox press briefing, so that would make sense, I guess. But yeah, I don't know for sure. And it might be on 360 as well. I doubt it. It looked really good. So it's kind of like it's quite like a cartoony style, I guess. It's quite stylized. It doesn't look like realistic at all. But yeah, that was probably my most unexpected game of show. Because I mean, I knew about it, but that was my first time seeing it properly, and it just looked incredible.
Yeah, I mean, well, as far as pirate games go, you know, there's definitely room on the market for them because, you know, there's not really that many multiplayer pirate games out there. There was supposed to be one coming out, but I don't know. I think it was called like Black Sail on the PC, and that was kind of like the same sort of thing. It was kind of like a big multiplayer pirate where you had to, kill your friends on other ships and try and repair the ships and stuff like that. So yeah, it'd be good to have something like that on the console. So
yeah, I just love the idea of everyone kind of working together, like, I guess you're kind of role-playing a bit, like, I'm going to be the captain, and, you can be my first mate, and you can, fire the cannon. Like, I think the idea of that, and it seems like a lot of the game isn't going to be like, oh, go complete this objective. I think a lot of it's kind of like, just go and explore. Just go have fun, see what you can find. You just randomly run into other ships kind of as you're sailing around. And I just love the idea of that. That just sounds really fun to me.
Cool. So what else were there then? Was there any stuff that took you by surprise that you wasn't really, known about, and you was like, whoa, that looks amazing? Or did you know everything before you went in there?
So there's a lot of stuff I did know about, and like there weren't many completely new games announced. There were a lot of like unexpected sequels to games, that we've known about for like a while, but there weren't many completely original games there, which is, I don't know, kind of the way that gaming's going, I guess. But I mean, that's fine, because the press conferences, they're all about like the big games. They're like all about like the next Halo game, all of like the biggest games, not like the indie games, I guess. So like they didn't really show much of that there. But the show floor was cool, kind of just wandering around the expo. Like, it's huge. Like, the conference center is absolutely massive, and there's just lots of interesting just things on display. It was just kind of, it's just nice to be in that video game world, and we've kind of experienced it at events as well. It's just nice to be surrounded by everyone that loves video games, and you never feel judged at all or anything. So just kind of being there was kind of one of my favorite things.
You're all there for the same reason. No one's there to watch football. They're not going to be surprised when something comes up on the screen.
Well, one person was, and he was very disappointed.
Bless him.
They're just playing video games. But it's just funny because it kind of really sunk home in the press briefings that there's like, like these thousands of people all gathering around in these big orchestras and this big epic thing. And then it was just like a businessman on stage just announcing upcoming video games. It just kind of, it just seemed kind of crazy just how big like it was, considering it's, it's just announcing like upcoming video games. That's kind of all it was there for.
But I guess like I guess it's a good event to go to kind of get the sense of scale of like, how many people are so into the games, if you know what I mean. Like, you kind of get, you see sales figures and you kind of say, oh yeah, no, the game's doing well. But when you actually hear people cheering for the games that they love and stuff like that, then, you kind of get the sense of scale, like I said. So, yeah, good stuff.
Made me proud to be a gamer.
But it's better than like, because we've always gone to like conventions which are a lot different from like, that type of thing. So, I bet that was the first one you kind of went to as well, wasn't it?
Well, no, I'd been to like that's my first big one in the US I'd been to, like, unless you count Comic-Con, which kind of isn't all about gaming, Comic-Con. So that was like my first big gaming event, I guess. So like I didn't actually spend, so on the actual show floor, I only had like probably about 2.5 hours there. Like, figures I didn't go to the US to go to this event. It was just kind of on while I was there. So, I decided to go. That wasn't even the reason I was there. So I didn't even get to spend a huge amount of time there anyway. But anyway, I was talking a lot about me. What were you up to? I mean, it's been 2 weeks since the last podcast. I'm sure you've been busy doing something. So what have you been up to?
I have been up to...
no good. Been up to mischief.
No, absolutely nothing. No, I've bought another PC again. I always buy so many PCs. I bought another PC for my Vive.
Was like your old one broken, or you just needed like an upgrade?
No, like so upstairs in my setup, I've got like my main PC, and then I've got my old one, which Nicole uses because we like to game together. And what I was doing, I was kind of like carrying her machine up and downstairs to use the Vive on, because I've got like a room dedicated to playing Vive games downstairs, which was like my old office, so I can just go in there and record. But it was just kind of getting a little bit tedious carrying a machine up and down, and I thought, I don't really need to do this. So, I thought I should buy a new PC. So that came, recorded the Vive this morning, actually. So that's all set up, all good. And then, Father's Day came along. I did something really crazy. I bought my dad a new car. Which
Not
was,
a bad Father's Day present.
Yeah. I don't know. He had like the same car for since I was about 11, like the same sort of make, and this one was falling to pieces, and he couldn't really afford to repair it, and it was like a death trap, so I just kind of thought, I might as well do something nice. I'm always buying myself new cars, so I thought, why don't I buy someone who actually needs a new car? So that's what me and Tom did. We went around car garages, went looking around cars, which I love to do, and we surprised him, which was really cool, really, really nice. So that was my Father's Day.
Sounds good. I went over for my Father's Day. We decided to go over for a barbecue.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you remember what Father's Day was like for you, but it was pretty rainy where we were. So we had a very British barbecue in the rain. Was our idea. I took like a bunch of pictures of like us kind of gradually, because it wasn't raining when we got there.
Did you have the barbecue outside and then gradually sort of move everything inside, or how did you kind of do it?
Yeah, well, no. So we gradually like sheltered up the barbecue, if that makes sense. So the barbecue was exposed, and then it was windy, so we put like a wooden door next to it. Okay, and then we put a door on the other side, and then we ended up putting an umbrella over the top. So we basically built like a little hut.
Where did you get doors from? Do you just have doors like in your garden?
They were like old doors from an old wardrobe that for some reason we had kept. No,
so
it wasn't around mine. It was around my parents.
Doors outside.
Yeah, and then
I'm just trying to picture it. That's all. I'm not questioning it. I'm just trying to picture the scenario going on here.
I put a picture on the Facebook page because I was having a blast, just kind of taking pictures of our how we gradually kept adding more and more things to our little shelter.
So did you end up inside at the end of it then? I'm guessing.
We ate inside. So the barbecue, all food that was cooked outside, but then we ended up having the barbecue itself, well, eating the food on the inside because we didn't have much choice in the end. It was good though. It was a fun Father's Day, and kind of everyone was together, and kind of I got quite a big family, so kind of getting everyone together in one place is always an achievement anyway, and everyone was able to make it. So that was good.
There's always something so British about being so stubborn of where to have, just having a barbecue when it's raining. I don't know if this is the same for Americans or whatever, but we have barbecues when there's just the slightest bit of sunshine out. It doesn't even have to be a hot day. As long as there's a little bit of sunshine, the barbecue comes out straight away. And I think it's for other places, that's always kind of a normality, just having sun. So I guess they don't really appreciate it like we do. I don't know. What do you think? Is it just really British?
Or in my case, we had one when there was no sunshine.
Oh man. But yeah, what else have I been doing? I don't really think I've really done anything else, Stamp, since I last spoke to you.
No.
Pretty upsetting, that, isn't it? It's pretty upsetting.
What's been going on on your channel?
What's been going on? Well, I've been constantly doing scrap mechanics again, which I really want you to get back into, Stamps, because you were actually the one that beat me quite easily, actually, because I play with Ash, and Ash is mediocre at the game. But
he's not an expert like me.
Yeah, right.
I think I got pretty lucky, Squid. I don't think you could put my victory down to anything other than luck.
Oh dear. But yes, I've been doing a lot of that. As I said, I've been waiting for the Vive, so there's going to be loads of Vive coming out on the second channel, which is ridiculous. It seems to go down really well. I don't know what it is. It's just people seem to like you know, just seeing you walk around an empty room with a headset on and seeing you do stuff. I don't know what the interest is, but people seem to enjoy it a lot more.
Well, it's something new, I think, as well. It's exciting because it's new, and I think that it would be interesting to see whether in 3 years people are like, yes, VR content, because, by that time, a lot of the people that would want it would have it at that point, because, I mean, the PlayStation VR is coming out soon, and I actually think that might be kind of one of the more exciting ones, just because they're making a load of games for it. They've announced over 50 games that are coming out for the PlayStation game, and proper games, not Like a lot of the VR stuff is like, it's an experience, you know, it will last like a few minutes, but you won't actually sit down and play it. And I think PlayStation might be the first to kind of start releasing some full games for the VR. So I think that even though it's probably the worst headset in terms of just its specs, you know, it's cheaper, which is why, I think that might actually be one of the more exciting ones, because it's got the Move controllers, so you can kind of have the same thing with the Vive where you can kind of use your hands. So yeah, I think that might actually be kind of one of the more exciting headsets.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with the Vive at the moment. Like there's a lot of just, you know, kind of arcade style sort of, I don't know, like quirky games, if you know what I mean. But there isn't actually that many fully working games out there, which is kind of annoying. But that's the thing with VR. It's so much harder to kind of make a full game in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, because there's only a certain amount you can actually go in. You can't walk around in the Vive. So there's only so much you can actually do in terms of interacting with the surroundings at once. So I always thought kind of like a mystery game would be really good for it. You know, kind of like a murder mystery or like Cluedo or something like that within the Vive. You know, you have to walk around and get clues and kind of do stuff like that. I thought that would be really cool, but as I said, there doesn't really seem to be that many games about it. Job Simulator is very good. I don't know if you ever played that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, I think kind of like the toy experiences where you're kind of, rather than once again kind of playing through a story, like when you're kind of just playing in the world, I think they might be kind of some of the more exciting games on it. Like, cause that's kind of what Job Simulator, you know, it's not, no one's like, oh, what's your high score in Job Simulator? You know, everyone's just kind of playing around and having fun in it. And so it's going to be interesting to see whether once you're kind of used to the idea of being in VR and like interacting with the world in that way, it'd be interesting to see whether it kind of stays fun and exciting or whether people kind of get quite used to it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so what have you actually played for the VR then? Because I know you have one.
Well, no, so mine got like, I ended up cancelling it. So it kept getting delayed for when it was going to get ordered. And then I started thinking about, because I was getting the Vive. And so Vive's the one where you need to, you know, you got to set up those like lighthouse things in your room and like you got to properly set it up. And I was just thinking that I just feel like I wouldn't bother keeping it set up. And so I've ordered the PlayStation VR now. I think just for kind of ease of use, that you just plug it in and like the headset just looks nicer. You kind of just, you don't have to go worry about all these Velcro straps. You kind of just like slot it on. So I've not played VR at home. I've only kind of played it at events.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's good if you have, you really need a room for it. Let's be honest, okay? I mean, if you're gonna get a sit down, because you can play it sitting down, but if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go get yourself an Oculus, because it's it's probably a lot more easier with the wires and everything like that. But I think you really do need just a room dedicated to it. Like I managed to get myself some tripods, like some light stand tripods, so they're quite tall and they're quite slim, and they just sit in the corner room, and that's what kind of holds the sensors up in each corner. So they're not too much of a problem. But the problem with the Vive is you have 3 big trails of wires like behind your head, and they're quite weighty. So I think that's one of the things they actually need to try and figure out. I mean, I know they can't do wireless because obviously the latency, and you don't need any latency while you're playing, otherwise you're obviously going to be sick. But so is the PlayStation obviously house wires as well then? Do they have a lot of wires connected to the machine, or is it kind of like the Samsung where it's just something that sits inside of the like the headset?
So I mean it's got wires. I mean it plugs into the console. I don't know how many like walking around experiences there are on it. Like one of the things that I'm really looking forward to doing playing on it is a game called Dreams, which is made by Media Molecule, the people who made like Little Big Planet and Tearaway. I don't know if you've seen that game at all, but that game looks awesome.
Yeah?
Do you know what it is at all?
Do you get to sleep? Dream?
Okay, well, you create dreams. Basically, is kind of what the idea of the game is. Yeah, so you build dreams for kind of other people to experience.
Right.
So it's basically like you build like a level, but it's a very stylized, artistic level, and you can actually you can use it while using the Move controllers and then the VR headset. And so you're kind of creating it in this 3D space, kind of almost like you're painting. And they've been doing like live streams and kind of showing how it all works and stuff, and it looks amazing. The problem is that they all have like their artists doing these streams and like showing like how they're doing it, and obviously I'm not an artist, so I know I won't be able to create exactly what they're creating, but it just looks fun. So it's kind of like an interesting level maker. And you create everything. So you create the characters and how they walk and the world they're in, and you basically just build levels for each other. And I just think that's going to be an amazing thing to play, you know, as well as just making videos on as well.
I swear Microsoft was already doing something like that, and it was a flop.
Well, they tried Project Spark.
That was it, yeah, Project Spark.
Yeah, it was a really nice idea. I just think it wasn't executed in the best way, I guess, is probably the nicest way to put it. And so they've actually they've announced that that's kind of ending soon, support for Project Spark. That kind of it just didn't really take off. So yeah, well, it was released released for free. It was available for free. Yeah, but no one downloaded it. That was the problem. Yeah, so I think this looks more interesting than that, and I think they've kind of proved that they can kind of do it with the Little Big Planet stuff, and I love the style of Tearaway. I don't know if you ever played that, but yeah, I really love that game as well. So I have faith in Media Molecule, and the game looks really exciting. So yeah, that's kind of one of the games that I'm most looking forward to playing in VR.
Nice, good stuff. So Stamps, I want to know, did you have a pizza in America?
I did have a pizza in America.
Was it better than Italy?
No, but it had tomato sauce on it, and there were giants. So I can't remember how many inches it was. But like we went there, and it was me, Squishy, Stacy, and Jedward went to
Jedward? Why did Jedward come with you?
Well, Squishy's friends with them, so we all went to get a pizza. And
did you put their face in the pizza?
No. Well, why did you ask that?
Just a question.
And so we went to order like a few pizzas, and then the guy was like, you won't want this many pizzas, trust us. And then you know when you get in some places where you buy like just a slice of pizza and it's giant? Yeah. It was like the full pizza of that. Like each pizza slice could have been like a meal, and it was enormous. You can see it in Stacy vlogged as well, and she kind of vlogged it if you want to see it. But it was we had like a barbecue chicken pizza, and it was beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Was it expensive?
I don't think it wasn't like an expensive place. Like I always think it's expensive because when I saw it, I think it said something like it was like $28 or something. And I was like, whoa, that's expensive. But then I remembered, oh no, it's dollars, not pounds. And the pizza is like the size of me. So it actually probably, if you look at it per slice, I'm pretty sure it wasn't that bad. But it wasn't like Beverly Hills. So kind of everything's quite expensive in that area anyway.
Cool. So do you have any stories then? Do you have any stories from the convention?
Well, I had, not from the convention, but I went to Santa Monica Pier. Which most people know as the pier from GTA. So I went there. Like I'd been to it before, but I'd never been like on it. And so we went on like the roller coaster and did that as well. But then there was another ride, which was probably the best ride I've ever been on. Okay, and it wasn't particularly big. It didn't like look that exciting, but it basically was you control it. So it's like it kind of just spins in a circle, and. So let me try and explain this. So it's like a big arm, and the big arm spins full 360, and then you're in a seat that spins separately as well. But then there's buttons on the ride, and you basically go and you press them and you choose like which direction you go. Then there's also a brake button as well, which kind of just brakes everything. Well, it doesn't break it, like stops it. It doesn't fall apart.
Snaps apart.
Yeah, but it's pretty fast. And I was on that with a neuropsych, and I was just like spinning fast one way, braking and spinning the other way, and it was hilarious. I just couldn't stop laughing. I was just not. And the thing is, because I was like laughing really loudly, like non-stop going around this thing, like there was a like a summer camp group that was at the pier as well, and I think they just heard my laughter spreading across the pier, and all went to like meet me and say hello when I got off the ride. But it was I mean, it's in the vlog if you want to see it, but it was hilarious. It was so like I wish that was more of that. Like roller coasters are just rides that you can control yourself. Why is that not? Why aren't more people not doing that?
Well, because like most of the the injuries and most of the things happen to people on roller coasters is user error. So why would you give more control of the user?
Well, no, but you can't. It's just swinging. It's just like spinning in a circle. It's not like I'm going to crash it. It's, like it's like the.
Is it like a mousetrap ride?
A mousetrap?
Yeah, when it's like on like a rail and it spins, but you can control. Is it like that?
So it's basically like. Have you ever been to Chessington? This is something that's not gonna.
Chessington.
Do you remember? Have you been to Chessington?
Swans to play some croquet. No, I've never been to Chessington.
Okay, so that's basically like a basically mainly a children's theme park in England, but it's got like a Beano Land and stuff. It's pretty cool, but that has a ride called Ramesses Revenge, and it's a bit like that for anyone who knows that. Just watch the vlog, check it out. You'll see exactly what it is on the vlog. And then there's like an arcade there as well, so we got to hang out on that. Like I just love arcade, so that's kind of like my happy place. Anyway, so I kind of spoke a lot about kind of what I've been up to and battle mode and stuff, but let's not always talk about what we want to talk about. Let's talk about what people want to talk about as well. So I've gone through the Facebook page, and I can give you an option now, Squid. Would you prefer to go straight into a Squiddy tip, or would you like to have like a more serious topic discussion? We're slightly more serious.
Let's do a Squiddy tip. Come, give me the tips.
Okay,
what can I help people out with this week?
Is from Lana Moore, and she asks, "How do I shave my goldfish with a banana? I need help. It's an emergency." And then she did a little emoji of a fish and a banana next to each other.
Wow.
As well.
How do people get into these things? Like, do they have an actual hairy goldfish? That's what I want to know. Can they please respond? What's the name?
Lana Moore.
Lana Moore, can you please send me a picture of your hairy goldfish? Because that might be the world's first hairy goldfish. Does it have like a mustache and a dirty beard? Because if it does, then I want to see it. So
I would assume
please send me a picture of your goldfish.
I reckon that must be the circumstance.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Lana Moore, what you need to do is, first of all, as I've said, take a picture of the goldfish, send it to the Facebook page because we really want to see this hairy goldfish. Sounds amazing. Also, take your banana, peel it. You want to eat the insides because good potassium and it's really good for you. And then you want to lay the banana skin on the floor, and you want to place the goldfish ball on top of it and just give it a rub, okay? So it flattens and smooths the banana peel out to the finest point, okay? Normally, it gets to the finest point when it starts smoking, the banana peel. And when you've done that, you then want to pick your goldfish up and just trim it with the banana peel, the sharp bit of the banana peel. And then again, send me a picture to the Facebook page because I want to see you shaving goldfish.
As always,
Brilliant.
Squid, extremely valuable advice this week.
I mean, it just fascinates me. I think it's just a good subject because I want to know about people's lives. And to be honest, they've got a much more exciting life with me. We've had someone eating a remote. We've had a hairy goldfish. We've had some really interesting people on the podcast, which I'm pretty envious, to be honest with you. I mean, they should open a circus.
Interesting's a good word to use. Unique might be another word.
It's the same thing. Unique, interesting. They could be in the Guinness Book of Records actually with the hairy goldfish. So,
well, at least their fish would be.
Yeah, but you could stand near the fish.
I'm just not sure whether it's like hairy all over or if it is just like facial hair.
Yeah, but even facial hair would be amazing, wouldn't it? Like,
it wouldn't be bad. No, that would not be bad.
Like a nice goatee. You should buy it a mirror, actually. You should buy it a mirror. Maybe you just need to inform the goldfish. Maybe the goldfish doesn't know about its hairy problems. And maybe, if you just got it a mirror and, just let it look at itself, then it might be thankful for it. So I think
maybe like a long-term
option
option is to just train the goldfish to be able to shave itself. Because you're not going to be wanting, every morning to go down and shave your goldfish, are you?
No, that'd be a lot of effort. A lot of effort by Lana Moore.
Yeah.
So what was the more serious topic then, Stamps?
So someone else asked, and let me to those watching the gameplay, we're in a battle. Let me just take you out first, and then and then I'll get to. Well, what do you think of battle mode? Because I've had a few games now. So what's your first impressions?
I love it. It's absolutely amazing.
It's good. I love how fast paced. I love the way it's like play a game. It's like non-stop action. I really enjoy that.
And I like the way it's like hardly no lag as well, which is a big. It was a big problem actually with me getting a game with Stamps, because normally we actually suffer quite a lot from, trying to get good connection in gameplay. So
yeah, especially on like 360 as well. Like Xbox One wasn't bad with like the servers, but 360 was always a struggle. But yeah, this has been buttery smooth all the entire way through.
Buttery smooth.
Buttery smooth.
Good.
Anyway, now I've sorted out Squid. Let's get to let's get to the question. So this is from Jocelyn, and she asks, she says, I'm moving from the US to London soon, and she's very nervous about it. And so she kind of says, what are some of the things I need to know, especially to do with school? So I think that we can kind of talk about maybe English traditions or kind of English culture and kind of, how she can fit in. I don't know, but she says she's going to school. So let's assume kind of primary school age. I can't really tell.
School?
I don't know. I mean, we can kind of just talk about school a bit in general, but let's not just focus on school. Let's just kind of talk about, if you are moving from the US to the UK, what are kind of some things that it might be worth knowing about?
Start drinking tea.
Yeah,
there we go.
Rule that. Don't put honey in your tea, or you're going to get weird looks.
Yeah, common grounds. Start drinking and eating the local cuisine.
When I was going to the US, I put a tweet out because we take a travel kettle and some tea bags with us when we go, and I tweeted it out saying, "Well, I need to have some proper tea while I'm there." And I got like some like angry messages saying like, "You shouldn't insult America like that," like as if like like us joking about like drinking tea. I got like a message from a mum saying that like, "Oh, I have kids watching my Twitter and I shouldn't like complain about America." I was like, I'm just joking about your tea. Like it's fine.
Angry mum messages.
If I didn't like it there, I wouldn't go. Just made me laugh.
To be honest, I just find like even going to some hotel rooms in England, they can't really do tea properly. Like
I know. That's what I said. That's actually what I replied. I was like as I said, I was just talking about hotel rooms, and you know what? Like some are just as bad in England. It's the milk. It's that long lasting like warm
UHT.
milk. That's what ruins it. That's what ruins
it's not
the
that.
tea.
I find like sometimes at the tea, like they use like horrible fruity breakfast tea, and it's like,
yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Well, so going to school in England, what should you know? Rule number 1.
Rule number 1. Well, we've said eat the cuisine, so I'd seriously consider doing that, because that'd be a good way to. It's common grounds. You can walk into school and be like, "Hey, do you like rice pudding?" And then they'll be like, "Yeah, I like rice pudding." And then there you go. You got your first common ground right there. Food.
I think a good common ground. The chances are that if they're listening to the podcast, they're a Minecraft fan. There's a lot of Minecraft fans in the UK. So if people are talking about like TV shows you don't know about or celebrities you haven't heard of, talk about Minecraft. That's kind of a common ground that a lot of people will share. So I think that's probably a good starting point.
Yeah. Sorry, Stamps. On the podcast, we are just killing each other again.
Squid won this round. Well, if you're listening to the audio version, switch to the video version for this one. It's an action-packed podcast.
It's a lot different to what we normally do with building like farms and whatever.
Yeah. Because that's actually, apart from when you're in those moments, I find it easier because sometimes like when I'm trying to work out dimensions, like sometimes I find that even more difficult than this. Like
yeah. I know what you mean, but in these situations, it's just so hard. It takes so much concentration. I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to focus.
What do you think of the maps, by the way?
Oh dear, that guy's fell. Yeah, the maps are amazing. They're pretty good, actually. One of the problems, which happens quite a lot on PC Hunger Games, is that the maps are ridiculously big for the amount of players, and most of the time, you just spend about 20 minutes, half an hour just trying to find somebody, and it's just not interesting. It's not exciting. I'd rather it be like this. These are really, really, close quarter maps. These are very fast paced, little grace period, and yeah, very good, very good. It's got a thumbs up from me so far. And it's only been out. It said it come out today, so to say it's this good on the first day, I'm impressed. Normally there's bugs, there's problems, there's stuff not happening right. But yeah, is there bigger maps than this, or is this just the general size?
So I think this will be the general size because it only goes up to 8 players. Oh no, maybe it does go up to more. I'm looking at the list. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think this will be the general size. But they are adding more maps. So you get, I think it's 4 maps you get for free, and like the updates free. And then you can buy like map packs or a season pass. But the really good thing is only the person hosting the game needs to have bought the maps. So we've been playing. So this map here we're playing on now. This is one of the DLC maps. But even though Squid hasn't bought the DLC, he can still play it because I'm the one hosting the game. So even if you don't buy maps, if you just search for games, then, you can play the new ones anyway. So I think that's a really cool, nice way of doing it.
Yeah, that is really nice, actually. It's really good.
Thanks, 4J.
As well, what I'd like is if they would actually let us put some maps on there. Do you know what I mean?
Go away. Leave me alone. No, go. Don't get it off. Yeah. No, so I actually did speak. So
yeah.
one of the other. So I actually met up with Chris from 4J, and I was kind of chatting to him about that, and he says kind of they spend so long building these maps and like balancing them perfectly and kind of the chess placement. I think that one of their worries with using community maps is that they just simply wouldn't be as well balanced. And, a lot of the community maps kind of look really amazing, but don't play amazing. And so I don't know if they got, he didn't say it would never happen or whatever, but I don't think that's the kind of current plan at the moment to add more maps in. But yeah, I think that would be nice because then that kind of, maybe like a map of the month or something, a community map just kind of added in, because they got the casual and the competitive game modes. But at the moment, they're pretty similar. Basically, competitive just means that when you spectate, you're invisible rather than being a bat, and also limits which skins you can be because some are, quite hard to see or really small. So I think that maybe in the casual playlist, they could maybe add some community maps in there where it might not matter quite so much if they're like perfectly balanced.
Yeah, but I think they should really, capitalize on the fact that it is Minecraft and anyone can build like on a normal game. It's quite hard to actually build a map. So, the tools are here, everyone knows what to do. And maybe just like have like a community section where you can like pick a map. Maybe they have to, like have so many chests in it, so many spawn points to release it to make sure it does meet some sort of requirements or whatever. And then maybe you can have like a thumbs up, thumbs down system so you can see which maps actually work, which ones are the best out, and like you said, which ones could be maybe implemented into the some of the DLC. So
yeah, I think that
guess
may
we'll have
be
to see.
A case where people build a map, then they send it to 4J, and then 4J kind of check it, like finish it off, improve it, like they add the chests in and stuff. So maybe they kind of like just design kind of the style of the map, and then 4J kind of finish it all off. Might be quite a nice way to do it.
Yeah, that could be actually really good. But like you said, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it just means that they'll have to keep checking them and stuff like that, so...
Yeah, but they're also, this is just the first mini-game, though. They are going to be adding in more mini-games after this. So they've actually put up like a forum where people can suggest. So like, I really want walls. I would love walls to be added. I think that would work really well. Also, some sort of like quick build game, I think would work really well as well. So this is kind of just like the first one, I guess, of hopefully many. And you can even see on the menus that it kind of, there's just a mini game menu, and you can kind of see that there's room for a lot more to be added in. So yeah. It's prompted. It's kind of like really what we've kind of seen with the PC version for a long time, and now it's like we kind of got our own version, and it's not the same. But I think there's kind of things that is better on this, and then there's things that are better on PC. But there's a lot of similarities.
I think it's just easier, and if anything, I think it's just user friendly, better to kind of navigate around, and it's just much easier to get into a game. And I think that's like been the console's sort of pluses. For quite a while. It's just a really easy game, and you can sit down, you can just, you don't have to really know any servers, or, you don't have to no controls or commands. It's just kind of, you can sit back, grab your controller, and just get into a game straight away. So I think they've done well. I think they've done really well. It's a good start. It's what we've kind of wanted for a while. So well done, 4J, if you're listening to this. Good job. Good job,
pat
guys.
on the back from us. And I think because what you're kind of saying about the ease of use thing is kind of one of the reasons why I stay away from PC a bit, just because I just feel like it's just not very streamlined. Like the fact that to teleport you have to type in a command, do /TP, it's just weird. Why isn't there just a menu for that and like sliders for things and stuff? So I always feel like console's always been the much more user-friendly version. And it's just going to be interesting to see whether, maybe next year we could be playing this game against people on PC with Windows 10 and Pocket Edition and kind of have everything blurred all into one. I think it's going to be interesting to see if they go that far, because that could be cool.
Yeah.
Just to have...
It could be cool.
My dream is just to have Minecraft is a game. This is Minecraft. It doesn't matter what you play it on. It's the same game. They can all play together. Like, that's kind of the dream. And at the moment, there's all these different versions, and they're all pretty similar, but slightly different. And it's just a bit confusing, especially for people that, aren't like us and aren't kind of involved with it every day. Like, I feel so sorry for, like, a parent where their child says, "Can you buy me Minecraft?" And she's like, which one? How? Which one should I get? What works with what? So I feel like, that just kind of needs to go away. Everything just needs to be kind of unified.
The only thing is, though, I kind of think it works in somewhere, but there is quite an advantage. Think about if you like shooting a bow on the PC compared to like the Xbox. I do think that cross-platform does kind of, it's a bit difficult with trying to balance something having an advantage over something else, if you know what I mean.
But I think that's why the casual and competitive playlists would work perfect for that. Because if you play casual, then everyone can play together. If you do competitive, then it will just have all people playing on a controller together and all people playing, touchscreen together. And so then that way you can have competitive where it's kind of completely balanced, and then casual where it's, well, casual. And everyone can play together.
Just chilling out. Do you think they'll do like tournaments? Oh, that'd be good. They should do tournaments and stuff.
Well, that's one of the things they kind of announced at the press briefing as well, is that there's basically, they're going to build into the Xbox One basically like a system for tournaments, like across any game, just to easily set them up, and so you can kind of just play them kind of whenever you want. Like they're adding like a whole system for that. And so they didn't announce whether it's going to be for Minecraft. They announced a few games it will work for. Like a lot of the EA Sports games is going to be for, like FIFA and stuff. So it'd be cool if they added something like that to Minecraft as well. To have like a battle mini game tournament would be so much fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like an MLG mini game.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I would enjoy that. Anyway, we've spoke about this a lot. I mean, it's very fresh to us. So we're both going to be doing videos on it as well. So you can see them on both our channels. We're going to do some videos separate, some together as well. If you kind of want to see us really just focusing on, the gameplay,
it's so
I
weird
guess.
Doing Hunger Games and not commenting on it. Like, it's one thing building something in a world, but there's just something so backwards about playing a competitive game and just not kind of talking about it. How did people go on when they did like Call of Duty gameplays? Like, how did they talk about another subject while they were just playing it?
Well, they normally record the gameplay, wait till they get a good game, and then talk over it. Like, that's what I used to do when I did my Halo videos. Halo was perfect because it had a theater mode. I'd just play Halo for an evening, then just save 3 of the gameplays and record them, and then I'll just chat about whatever I want over them. But then normally what I'm talking about would be totally irrelevant to the gameplay, to the point where, like, what's the point in even having gameplay, So I think a lot of people still do that.
That was kind of like an early mini podcast.
It totally was. I mean, it was just my, my weekly gaming podcast. It just happened to have like Halo in the background.
Yeah.
Because I liked playing Halo. That's literally all it was.
And loads of people did that in Call of Duty as well, didn't they? Like, it was called, and then they just spoke about a random topic. So I guess, it wasn't really gameplay videos. It wasn't really like a Let's Play, was it? It was kind of just podcasts.
It was really only Minecraft was kind of when I started doing, like, proper what we kind of consider now to be Let's Plays. Before then, it was kind of mainly those gameplay videos, like just very edited, scripted. I'd do a review and I'd write an entire script and I'd spend, like, a day editing, like, this video together. It's really only Minecraft where I started kind of recording and playing, just chatting, just having fun.
I'm glad it's kind of died off now. I'm glad people do it more live. It's much more like feeling behind it when you're recording a gameplay when you're doing it live. It just seems so cut off.
But then again, if we are trying to talk about a more serious topic and we are getting distracted by the gameplay, I feel like people need to come up with another type of video to put on screen when chatting about things. So someone who does like gameplay videos and they're just doing what I spoke about, like, and the video is irrelevant. I think they just need to find something else to be on screen so it can be at least slightly related to the video. I feel like the medium of video game commentaries still just hasn't been worked out yet. I feel like we're kind of still just working it out, like as we go, and we haven't quite nailed it yet.
Still in the Stone Age. That's what we are.
We are.
It's still trying to evolve.
It's a young medium, it's such a weird niche thing to kind of chat about playing a game at the same time. And so many people just kind of look at what people have done before and what's been successful and do the same. And I feel like there's not that many people trying to like push it forward, I guess, and trying to change the way we do things. Like, and like me included, like I've kind of, we got set in our way. Like, this is the way that these videos are done. This is how people do it. And this is what I'm going to do. But, I've never like gone to record and thought, wait a minute, am I doing the best possible way this could be done? Or is there another way I could do this?
I gotta say, like, it's all about like why change it if it works, Yeah,
but I think there's some stuff that does work. And then I think there is other stuff that, could be better. Don't you think?
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know how. unless you can come up with a way, Stamps, to tell me. And,
but I think that's just gonna come. Things are just always changing, and I think that's kind of just gonna come naturally. I think. I think that people are just gonna just work things out, kind of as they go, and things are gonna constantly evolve. Like they have already.
Smell-o-vision. That's the next thing. Smell-o-vision.
I mean, you look at like the first videos that were uploaded to YouTube and what they were like. Like they weren't made for YouTube. Like basically, people took videos that they were making and put them on YouTube. It's like television. When television first started, people weren't making TV shows. People were filming plays. They would just put on a stage performance and they would just film it and put it on TV because they hadn't worked out what TV was yet. And I feel like we're only really now getting to a point where we've worked out what YouTube is and what videos work best on YouTube.
Yeah, but the videos that work best on YouTube aren't necessarily the best videos.
Well, no, but
there's a lot of clickbait out there.
I know, but that's because we're having our teething problems. We're not there yet. We're still working it out, and I think that I think it's at a point now where a lot of the content creators are kind of more savvy to YouTube than a lot of the audience at the moment. I'm not saying that YouTubers know best, because that's totally not. If anything, I'm saying the opposite. I'm just saying to the fact that where a lot of YouTubers have worked out ways to kind of exploit the system to get views, and the audience kind of haven't really realized yet that that's what they're doing, but they will, and a lot of people, have already. And so I think that kind of once all of that's been worked out, then things are going to settle down, and people are going to realize whether it's a quality video or not, rather than kind of getting tricked by these clickbait titles. Like in the future, if someone sees a video that says like, I can't believe this happened, and the thumbnail's them having a shocked face, they're not going to trust the video. They're not going to click on it because they're going to know that, it's clickbait. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but I don't think people are going to get out of that. I really don't. I think that it's still going to be a thing.
Well, I think it will stop working. I think it will stop working as well as it is, because once the audience realizes that's it's a clickbait video, that they're not going to click on it because they're going to realize that that's what it is. And so I think that that's kind of where the big change is gonna come in. So at the moment, at first YouTube was kind of pure, and people didn't care about what thumbnail they had or their title. They just titled it accurately, as to what the video is. And gradually we've seen the shift where people are focusing more on the YouTube side of YouTube rather than the video. So when people are making a video, they're thinking, oh, what type of video will get most views? What's current? What could the thumbnail be? What could the title be? Rather than just making a video and then thinking about that stuff afterwards. I think that's where one of the biggest changes has been. Because TV shows, they don't have thumbnails or titles. I mean, I guess they have titles, but they just play. It just comes on. and it's really just the content and like the trailers that can advertise it. With YouTube, you have like this whole front page. You know, it's more like a newspaper stand, and it's, you know, newspapers are all about the front page of the newspaper, and so newspapers use clickbait headlines, you know, and that's just kind of what YouTubers are doing now.
Can you imagine if like every single YouTube video that we did had a trailer leading up to it?
Next, coming tomorrow, one man in a round of battle minigames. Will he succeed? Oh, that would be a funny series, like trailers for things that shouldn't have trailers. Like a trailer for like an advert for a lollipop or something. You know, just trailers for like really undramatic things, but really dramatic trailers. That would be so much funny. So much funny. Okay, sorry about that. Squid crashed again. Well, his game crashed today.
I'm gonna say. Haven't had enough sugar today. I'm crashing, everyone.
Squid fell asleep. Everyone, sorry about that. He's back now, though. So I kind of can't remember what we were talking about, but we're in a new game, and I think that it's probably just about time for Stampy tips. Yes,
it is Stamp. So we've got we need Stampy's help. That's what we need to do. We need it from Hannah Wilkinson asks. Basically, it's a long message, so I'm just going to summarize it. She basically says that when she's walking home from school, she's got a habit of talking to herself. So my question to Stamp is, what can people do to kind of deal with their own sort of quirkiness when people aren't really accepting their quirkiness, if that makes sense? So if you've got a habit that you kind of like to do, but it's not kind of socially acceptable, how can you kind of deal with it, and how can you kind of, you know, what can you kind of do to make other people feel comfortable with it, if that makes sense?
So I mean, I guess the whole talking to yourself is quite a specific one. I feel like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, whatever. So something that I used to do when I used to walk home from school. Sorry, this is totally going off the topic of the Stampy tips, but I've never shared this, so I think I'll say this. So I used to pretend I'm in like a race car, and so I'd be walking, and I wouldn't like walk really quick, but I'd just like pretend that I'm walking in like in a race. And so as I'm going up to someone, I'll be like, in my head, I'll be going like, oh, they're going up side by side, like doing the commentary, going, oh, he's going to overtake, oh, he's overtaking on the inside, like as I'm walking past people. So I guess that is kind of fine, because, you know, they would have no idea like that I'm doing that, because it's kind of, you know, I'm just thinking it all in my head, I guess. So I guess that's probably quite different to what they're dealing with. So I think it's kind of like just if you feel like someone is going to judge you, just try to not reveal it to them, because like in a perfect world, everyone can be exactly how they want to be and not be judged. But sadly, that is just simply not the world we live in. So if you have close friends, if there's some quirkiness that you want to share with them, you know, if they are genuinely a close, good friend, then, you know, whatever, they're not going to care. They're going to be fine with it, you know. And then if there are people that are going to judge you, just kind of, I guess, kind of try and keep it to yourself, you know. Like, I'm not saying don't be yourself, but it's because sometimes it's kind of just easier to kind of keep some stuff just to yourself. Like, I know, and sometimes when I say things like that, I kind of get some hate from people saying that, oh, you should, you know, always be yourself, you know, it doesn't matter what people think. But sometimes, you know, if it's going to result in someone bullying you or something, and it doesn't affect your life, if you just keep something to yourself, then, you know, why not kind of take the easy road in that situation, I guess. Oh, Squid! Okay. Sorry, back to the gameplay. We got an imposter. Oh, God, you brought your friends, did you?
Yep.
I don't know if that helps, but like, I'm not saying like stop having your traits, because that's what makes you. And I think the thing to remember is that it's very easy to look at other people and think like they got it worked out. They know what they're doing. You know, nothing scares them. They're always happy. And the matter of the fact is that's not true. No matter who they are, even if it's some A-list actor, celebrity, you know, they get scared just like you do. And then they make mistakes just like you do. And they have all of the same emotions that you have. It's just that people generally keep them to themselves, so you just wouldn't know. So if there's something that you're really insecure about, the chances are like most other people are insecure about it as well, but you just don't know about it. So always kind of remember that.
Yeah, so all in all, just carry on doing what you're doing. Don't get too caught up in what other people think of you because, they're not you. So
exactly, and do be yourself. That's definitely not what I wasn't saying. Don't be yourself. Of course, be yourself because you can't really not, to be honest.
Yeah, you can't really be anyone else.
No, unless you're playing Minecraft and you can change skin. You can be who you want there.
Yeah.
Don't know why that person chose to be you. He could have been anyone he wanted to be, but no, he chose to be you. Ridiculous.
Silly choice. But yeah, that's been it's been good. We've had catch up with Stamp's holiday. We've had buff tips. It's been good, mate.
All the tips. So shall we? Do we have any new homework? Because you got off lightly. You didn't have any homework last week. Should we set some homework for you then this week, seeing as I had to do homework last week?
Do it.
Okay. So your homework is 2. And you've got to accept to do this, and you're allowed to either do it on the Magic Animal Club or your own channel. You need to do a video where you try and do something different to anything you've done before. We're talking earlier about kind of changing the format and doing things differently. You need to come up with an idea for a video that you think's different. It doesn't have to necessarily be better, it just has to be different enough, and try it out and see how well it goes. Okay?
Okay, like a makeup tutorial.
Oh, no. It's got to be a gaming video, but done in not a normal Let's Play fashion. Okay? That's what you got to do. That's your challenge.
Okay.
Good luck. And everyone else?
Cool.
Any other YouTubers
Maybe
watching?
Maybe a new editing style.
Yeah, new editing style, a new way of recording. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever you want to come up. I don't want to tell you how to do your homework, Squid. And anyone else listening, if they want to do the same and send them to our Facebook page, we can check some of them out. If you don't have Facebook, tweet them or however else you want to get them to us, then we'll be keeping an eye out of them between this week and next week.
Yeah, but that's it for this week's podcast, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Hopefully you've enjoyed the gameplay if you've been watching on the YouTube. And yeah, we'll see you next Sunday for another podcast. So see you then. Bye!